Merry meet and welcome to our stream, everybody. This is Ariel Gatoga, and we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch for a general reading, and this is for all signs for today, the 27th of October, 2023. Moderating today on YouTube is the lovely Jennifer, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Dre. Thank you so much, Jennifer, and thank you, Dre, and thank you to everybody for joining us today. I'm reading today with this. This is the Soprafino Tarot, but it's in, I guess this is Russian. I think this came from Ukraine years ago. Let's Purify with this Vervain by L'Occitane, one of my favorite commercial bands. 3 sprays in a room is more than sufficient. If you happen to be watching us on a restream on YouTube, you can fast forward through all the shuffling I'm going to do by using the timestamps in the video description. This goes out to a lot of people, so if for some reason it doesn't seem to apply to you, you can just disregard the reading. It may not be meant for you. If that's the case, you can take a look at your readings for your individual sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign, all of which are available for easy restream on my website, ariels-corner.com, Ariel's Corner with a hyphen.com. Just click on the free online tarot readings link in the main menu. If you want to purchase this deck or this perfume, I put a link in the video description of this of the YouTube's description. Why can't I think about what I'm talking about today? It usually means I'm going to give good readings, so yay. I can't find a link to this specific Soprafino deck, but the closest one that there is, and it's pretty much the same illustrations as the ancient Italian tarot. So that's the link that I put in the video description. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. And if you're on Twitch, make sure you follow us on Twitch. You can watch on Twitch without ads when you subscribe to us there. You can visit our shop at arielscornershop.com, arielscornershop.com. We have all kinds of cool stuff there. All affiliate links, and that means we make a small commission off of each and every sale. Another way to support us is with donation, and you can follow the PayPal portal. The URL flashes on the screen every so often. You can also find payment options on our website, ariels-corner.com, or you can use a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks if you're on YouTube. All right, enough blab. Let's get going with this reading, Ariel. Nice clean cut. See what's in store for all you beauties today. King of Swords. I like it when he's on the left. It means it's something that we're leaving behind, hopefully. 9 of Swords. Well, that's usually the it's usually the outcome of the King of Swords. And then we've got this beautiful 3 of Wands. So we're doing great today. I don't read with card reversals, by the way, so don't worry about it when you see me flipping cards. Okay, so the King of Swords, I think a lot of us had a little bit of an attitude problem maybe lately. And that's okay. I mean, you can't always be perfect. It's okay if you slip up and you say wrong things, and you know what I mean? You got to learn from your mistakes, and it's okay if you're not always on target. But just recognize that a lot of the worrying and obsessing that many of us are doing right now has to do with the aftermath of us being jerks, either to ourselves or to other people. And you know what? One isn't better than the other. I know a lot of people say, well, I'm only a jerk to myself, so that's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to be a jerk to yourself. It's not okay to be mean to yourself and punish yourself and put yourself through all kinds of torture. That's not okay. Just like it's not okay for you to do that to other people. Most people know that it's not okay to do it to other people, but a lot of us don't really understand that it's equally as wrong for us to do it to ourselves. And the obsessive sort of thinking that many of us are finding ourselves in, as I said, is a direct result from the way we've been treating ourselves. So what you can do is drop the obsessive thinking. And one way to do that is use a technique. And I love the off switch. I love that technique called the off switch. If you have something else that works for you, obviously do what works. Now, the off switch technique can be found in my video called the off switch. You just go to any YouTube page, and in the search, just do Gatoga off switch, and it'll come right up with it. And you can learn that. It takes about, I think that video is like, what, 3 minutes long or something? It's really short. So you can learn it, use it over and over and over again. Don't allow your ego to take over your mind. And definitely don't allow yourself to feel guilty because you haven't been perfect. It's okay that you haven't been perfect. The universe is not holding it against you, so you have to stop holding it against you. Now, as you move out of all that stuff, what you're going to notice is that many of the things that you've been working on, even though many of us have had to take a detour with our attitudes lately, a lot of the stuff that we've been working on is coming to fruition now. And it's as if, even though the ego's tried to sabotage things, it's not working. And isn't that good news? That's because of this King of Cups. And let's see, followed by the Pope card, and then the World. So it's a fabulous, fabulous day. So the King of Cups has been keeping the King of Swords in check. I like that the King of Cups is on top of the King of Swords. That means that no matter how much of a jerk we've been to ourselves or other people, there has been an overall understanding that this can't be. That we have a spiritual path that we're on, and yes, we act out sometimes even internally, but that doesn't mean that we aren't still committed to our spiritual path. It can be both. I think a lot of people have an all or nothing attitude about life, and if it's like, let's just say you were learning how to draw. And you've been doing well, and then you draw something and it's just awful, and it's just the horrible thing, and you rip it up and you say, well, I'll never be able to draw now, and you just give up the whole thing. A lot of us do that with everything in life. We're just all or nothing. And this King of Cups is saying, no, that's King of Swords activity. We're not going to be all or nothing. We're going to just stay with ourselves when we make mistakes, but we're going to stay with ourselves through the highs and our lows, and we're going to love ourselves through it all. And we're going to love other people. We're going to learn how to love each other, even when we piss each other off, and even when we piss ourselves off. Okay? And that's that King of Cups energy, and that's wonderful. Now, a lot of this obsessive thinking is going on because many of us, and I think one of the reasons why so much of this King of Swords activity even got activated is many of us feel powerless. Many of us are feeling powerless, like we don't have a say. We're powerless against whatever we perceive. For some of us, we're powerless against the government. We're powerless against the utility company. We're powerless against the bank. We're powerless against the politicians. We're powerless against our boss. We're powerless against, parents or family or whatever it happens to be. And there's these big sort of authority figures that seem to be over us, and sometimes it feels like the only way we can feel like we have any power is to lash out a little bit. So it's understandable why we do it, but it's not effective when we do that. But we forgive ourselves and we move forward anyway, and we recognize that these power struggles with these authority figures are not what they appear to be. And that no matter what's going on in this world, even if there are big authority structures that we feel like we can't break free from, nobody, not anybody, can have power over what you think. Nobody can have power over the thoughts you decide to think. And I don't care if they put you in a dungeon, in chains, you can still think whatever you want to think, no matter what is going on around you. And ultimately, if you do take charge of that, which is what this King of Cups is all about, if you do take charge of your inner energy, no one can have power over you. And ultimately, you do have power over situations. And that's why there's some people in life that just seem to, no matter what's going on, they seem to just be able to rise up above it and not get not get destroyed by certain things. And that's because they have control and power over their thought. And they recognize that no matter what appears to be going on in the world around them, if they can keep their mind focused, if they can keep their energies focused, they can navigate above it all, above the fray. And that's the essence of magic right there, is taking charge of your inner world and then letting the outer world reflect that. And sometimes when the outer world is acting out, we feel like, well, nothing will work anyway, so I may as well just join the fray. And this King of Cups is always sitting there saying, no, we don't want to do that. We want to take charge of our inner world. We want to take charge of our energy, take charge of our emotions, take charge of our thoughts, and don't be reactive. Instead, we can learn how to respond with wisdom, and then we get the winning hand. That's when we get the winning hand. That's when we're dealt the winning hand. In fact, you were dealt the winning hand at your creation. There's no chance involved. That's what this world card is all about. And you are protected. But the protection of these 4 archangels around you, these 4 cherubs around you, it can't happen without your consent. Otherwise, it's not protection, it's attack. Even an angel can't do something against your will, because if they do, then they're not being angelic, they're being attacking. So they're never going to attack you, but they are there to help you. And so if you listen to the King of Cups instead of the King of Swords and say, I'm going to take charge of my mind, and no matter what appears to be happening around me, I'm going to call upon these 4 angels. And you don't have to do it in any systematic way. You don't have to necessarily call them by any particular name. You can just say, there's angels around me. All 4 directions. I am being guarded, guided, protected, and empowered by the angels. You can just say it that way. Now, if you have a system that you use, then use your system, for heaven's sake. Don't just go be victimized by the world and never bother to say, oh yeah, I have help. I wonder why I don't use it, right? Don't do that to yourself. That's what the ego likes to do. It's just like, let's get really mad so that let's get them really mad so they forget that they have help, right? So, but you want to call on that help. You want to call on that protection. You want to call on that sacred space, and always call that sacred space around you, because when you do that, that gives the manifestations of all of the work that you've been doing room to grow, room to manifest, room to blossom forth and really grow into maturity, into its full blossoming. And there's so much that wants to happen, and you know what you've been wanting. You know what you've been wanting. Your ego doesn't want you to have that. Why? Because the ego is programmed to destroy us. We did that to ourselves ages ago, but that's way beyond the confines of this 15-minute reading that's just about to end. But just recognize that ego mind that we have inside of us is programmed to destroy us. But the good news about the ego, it has no power. It's nothing. It's just there as a habit of thinking that you can choose against. And the power of your decision is all that it takes. If you decide, no, I'm not going to listen to those thoughts. I'm going to instead ask for angelic protection, call on the angelic protection, and get refocused back on what my work here is, and let myself succeed. And that's exactly what you're going to do, is succeed. So today is ultimately a day of success and manifestation, but you got to learn how to shut down those obsessive thoughts. You got to shut down and not choose the thoughts that the ego mind presents to you, those thoughts of anger and resentment and grievance. Definitely not feeling like you are powerless in the face of these so-called authority figures. Calling on the angels instead. They have much more power than any worldly authority figure. There are 2 meditations that you can listen to if you want to today. One's based on this priest card here, and that's called Hierophant. Hierophant, where are you? Oh, there it is. Overcoming feelings of powerless. It's called Overcome Feelings of Powerless. And this one is invoking the circle of angels. So just use the link in the video description of this video or any tarot video on YouTube to find those tarot meditations. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much to Jennifer and Dre for moderating. We'll see you all tomorrow for another general reading. Blessed be.